Hello, welcome back to my video. I'm going to talk about what can I do to manage my anger. Interesting question. There's lots you can do. Now, whether your anger is about what is happening now or something that happened in the past, it can make you do things you regret later. Therefore, it's important to understand that anger is dangerous, but we have got techniques that you can use to calm it. Now, the first thing about anger you've got to learn is you don't get angry just like that. It takes someone to press your triggers. Some people say they get angry when people try to tell them what to do. Classic we have in this group every day, especially when you know they're right. Now, I see some of the teachers, and trust me, the teachers are human beings. They make mistakes, but they try and tell you to do something, and you don't want to do it. And why don't you want to do it? Because your mates are there. Now, I know you're not Billy No Mates. I know you're most probably popular. I know you think you get all the girls. Yeah. Anyway, start recognising your triggers. You might find it useful to keep a diary of what triggers you. What are the circumstances? Did someone say something or did someone do something? What is it? What are they doing to make me go to my trigger? Because ultimately, you must find a way of getting around that trigger, coping with the trigger. You can't just blow up. And when you blow up, you get excited, the adrenaline starts pumping around your body again. And you start to do things you would not normally do. There are patterns to these behaviours, and you must stop, because you know what? We're all fed up of people that stop us sometimes, and sometimes you've got to be the bigger person. You got to stop and think. That's what you got to do. You can't just blow up because someone comes up to you. You start waving your hands, you start jumping up and down, and you start acting like a clown in a circus because your mates are around. What are they going to do to help you? Have they ever done anything? Especially if you're in school, you're going to end up in the inclusion unit. Yes, those white little walls, sitting down all day, doing some sort of work, talking to nobody. What sort of life is that? It's a bad life. But you know what? You can change it around. Control your anger, slowly but surely. Right? Find different hobbies, different things to do. Get away from the people that make you lose your temper. They're not doing anything for you. They don't care about you. As far as they're concerned, you're zero a lot of the time. Now, I'm going to keep this short because I've decided myself that it's not going to be long. Now, I'm going to leave it, or leave you rather, with something to do. Guess what that is? Get onto SoundCloud, get listening to it. Now, it's www.crissjones.com. That's Criss, CRISS, space, Jones.com. Have listened to SoundCloud. There's loads of things on there. Now, if you're interested in different things like race, sexuality, I discuss it openly. I give you my points of view. And by God, have I got big points of view. Anyway, listen, enjoy your day. Come back soon. Take care. Bye. Hi. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about anger. However, I'm going to do a series of 5 different episodes which you can watch, and you can reply back to me. It's not a problem. What's anger? When you feel angry, it's natural, it's human. That's what we're supposed to do. Now, when the anger gets out of control, we've got another problem. Although it's a natural response, when someone insults us, deceives us, or lies to us, we feel a bit angry. Sometimes excessive anger can be a symptom. In fact, it can be, as most of us know, part of a mental disease. Now, anger can be useful, but it can also be frightening. When something makes you very angry, or somebody makes you very angry, the body's response is to prepare for the anger. with a fight or flight or freeze. This happens all the time. Now, most of this I'm going to talk about young people because they are the individuals that I deal with who have the most problems with anger, particularly young boys, and they seem to think it's impossible to not be angry, but that isn't the case. I will show you by the end of this a couple of steps that you can use to stop getting angry. Being angry, it's not a problem. What is the problem is how you deal with it. How do you deal with it? Now, when is anger a problem? Anger becomes a problem when it affects other individuals around us who get harmed by anger. It's not the done thing to basically spit your dummy out and nobody knows why. I'll give you an example. Two boys having a bit of a laugh. One of the boys gets a little bit hurt, so he starts to get a bit aggressive. The other boy says something, he doesn't quite hear what it is, but the word he does hear is, your mother. It's not going to go down well. What happens from there? Well, the adrenaline starts to cruise around your veins at a remarkable speed, and you're going to take off. So what do? The first thing you do, you push him, you punch him, you start to get angry with your arms, you start to wave your arms about, and you're in a position to fight, and you do start fighting. Now, this is really dangerous because it's not planned, you don't know what you're doing, and you need to draw back and away from the situation. Now, how do you do that when people are fighting? It's quite easy. The first problem is, usually it starts from something that a person has said. So if you're in a situation where, the person's saying something that's totally negative, get away from the situation. Don't hang about there. There's no point in adding to it. I mean, younger people do. I mean, you always get the younger girl or boy who what we call is the stirrer. The person who doesn't get involved but likes to stir it. They're doing it because they want to see a bit of action in their day, which is boring, in their life, which is boring. They could do other things, but they don't. Now, you're getting angry, okay? Breathe. Breathe properly. Start to think about breathing. Breathe deeply. Breathe in and out. And start thinking about the motions of breathing. Understand that this can be and will help you resolve the problem. The next thing to do, when you feel that you're going to lash out, wriggle your toes. Yes, your toes in your shoes. Nobody can see you doing it. Only you know you're doing it. But this is very powerful. Very powerful indeed. So you wriggle your toes away, you breathe. And now you move it another step further. You decide to get away. You leave that person, you just say, you know what, leave me alone, you're a waste man. I haven't got any time for you. In fact, don't do that because it most probably make it worse. So what you do, you just say, look, nothing. You just walk away. Simple as that. And you, as soldiers say, you learn to fight another day in a different way. And by that time, you would have calmed down. I'm hoping you would have calmed down. Now, if you don't calm down, the problems are going to get worse. And it's going to be difficult. So you need to follow the steps. Right? So you stop. So whatever you do, you stop. You think, which is difficult for some of you, I know. And then you take action. And that action should be walking away from that situation. It should not be encouraging the situation or fighting. So have a little bit of a think about it and you'll find that it does make sense. Now I'm going to keep this short because I don't want to make it long, but if you get a chance, in fact, suddenly if you get a chance, do it. You need to go onto SoundCloud, which is www.soundcloud.com. There'll be a magnifying glass. In that magnifying glass, put Criss Jones, CRISS space Jones. I'll say that again, just in case you didn't get it or you didn't have a pen. Criss Jones, CRISS space Jones. I've got about 100 things up there, and I've had 4.1 million listeners, which I'm quite pleased about. And if you listen to it, I'm sure it's going to teach you a thing or two. As they say, the rope gets tight and it snaps. Remember that, tight and it snaps. And that's the way we are. Thank you. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about anger. We're going to talk about the basics of anger, how you get into anger and how to get out of it. Now, what is anger? Anger is a feeling